Good afternoon, everybody. How are you, Will? I hope you're doing well. The Mets, they have guys on this team that shouldn't be on a major league roster. The shortstop, for one, well, he wasn't on a major league roster until Lindor got hurt. But 2-2, top eight, two out, no on. Look, Brujan, nothing. Soto, they looked dead after the first couple of innings. It looked like we were going to have a nice little 5-1 Met victory. But look, Scott, again, five-itis, and it's not even 5 innings. He pitched into the 5th inning, but Met starters can't get deep. That's just the way it is with the Met starters. You know, you had Scott went 82 pitches, which I can understand. You know, he hasn't pitched all that much this year. There's a fly out to left. And we go to the middle of the 8th, tied at 2. Beatty, of course, does nothing. Hey, Tommy. How are you? So, look, the Mets, again, get off to the quick start, and it seems like this is a story too often told with this Met team. They get a couple of runs, they get complacent, they feel, okay, we scored for the day, and that's it. And I don't understand this. I really don't. With the talent on this roster, okay, this afternoon, Soto, Bichette, Vientos, Slater. Look, Slater's gone 2 for 3, so you can't really talk much about him. He usually hits left-hand pitching to about a 750 OPS. But Beatty, nothing. It was his first at bat. Simeon, you have Ibanez in left field. These are minor leaguers. Taylor's playing Brujan at short. And Brujan's not even a great fielding shortstop. I can see if you wanted to really go defense. But I don't get it. Scott was effective for 4 2/3. And I see where Mendoza's waiting for the Arizona series. You don't want to blow out your relief pitching when you have a much tougher series against a much better Arizona team than Colorado. So Brazoban did his job. He gave up a blue pit to tie the game, and Warren's been unbelievable. I think Warren is becoming a member of the inner circle of trust with Mendoza. He's been pitching well. But look, the Met defense has been good. They just don't score. They have a very tough time scoring. I know this has been a bugaboo the whole season, but they don't pile on. Yesterday they did, and you see what happens when you score some insurance runs. They needed all those insurance runs. Hey, William, how are you? It's good to see you, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. Hope you're doing well. So this is a big game. Look, to me, a series win is fine, especially when you've been going through a season as the Mets have. But when you jump out to a 2-0 lead early, you have a dead team in Colorado, and you have a chance to put them away, and you leave a runner on third with 1 out. And, right now, if you don't leave that runner on third, it's 3-2, which isn't comfortable at all in this ballpark, but at least you're leading. So Kimbrel's now pitching for the Mets. He's been okay. I don't like him in a high leverage spot, Kimbrel, but you really can't go to Weaver, and you can't go to Williams when this game may go into extras, and it's 2-0. Problem with pitchers in this atmosphere, their best stuff sometimes just doesn't break well because of the high atmosphere. So you start reinventing yourself on the mound, and that's very dangerous. Where you would normally maybe throw a slider in a slider's count. When that's your best pitch, you'll go fastball because the slider's not going to break, and your fastball gets hit 450. That's the problem. But look, I think Kimbrel's been what Kimbrel probably should be at this age. There's a good pitch. He seems to be bringing some. Yes, I can't see what it was. Was it about 92, 93? He has enough movement, Kimbrel, where he can still get away with 92, 93. It's amazing when you see a guy like Minaya at 91, or you'll see another pitcher at 91, and the other pitcher is much more competitive. And Minaya has a great sweep, but he can't throw it against the righty. That's a great pitch. That was a good pitch. Base hit. Got too much of the plate, but now you got a runner on. It was a good idea. He wanted to go backdoor, and it stayed over the plate. All right, you don't want that ball elevated. All right, so now you have a runner on. Now what do you do? And I'll tell you, as good as Vientos has been of late, I'm just sick of seeing him. I just feel that every time there's a big spot, he never gets up with a hit. Well, we'll see what happens here. They wouldn't bunt in this ballpark, I'm sure. And there's a hit. That didn't take long. First and third, no out. Incredible. Again, Kimbrel should not be on the major league roster. Why is he pitching in the 8th inning? He should not be pitching in the major leagues, at least for this team. He shouldn't be. When you have arms down there throwing 98 and 99, I don't care if they're not ready. You know what? I'd rather have a guy that's not ready throwing 100 than a guy throwing 91 over the plate. See, this is a game inexcusable. Kimbrel has gotten probably a strikeout an inning this year, but I don't like the righty against lefty here. Willie Castro up, who's one of their better hitters. He's a contact hitter also. He's not a power guy. And the way this Met team is hitting, I don't know if I go for the double play. I think I come home on a ground ball. I would come home, try to get him a third, because I don't trust this team. Even to get a run in Colorado. It's scary. Really scary. You need this strikeout here. Don't use that slider again. All right. 2-1. I know, William. This is like a common theme with this club. Continue to leave runners in scoring position with one out. It's unacceptable. I'm sick of seeing Vientos strike out with a runner at third and one out. For all the hot hitting he's done over the last 10 days, you know what? I'm asking you to do something less than hit a 3-run homer. I'm asking you to put the ball in play. You can make out. I'm not saying you have to get a hit, but make a productive out. That's all you're looking for. Fly ball. In Colorado, you hit a fly ball, it's going to go 10% further. So if you hit a ball 240, it's going to go 260, 270. That's enough to score a run. They don't have good arms in the outfield, Colorado. It's sick of the same garbage all the time. Unreal. You need this strikeout big time. The Mets have been playing well in the field, too. I don't even know what you throw now. Probably jam him with a fastball. I wouldn't throw that slider. Oh. Just missed. That looked close. Oh, he went. Wow. That was a bad call. And he just missed a 3-run homer. This is torture. What torture? And you know he has to go for the strikeout. I don't have any faith in the Mets as well as they've been playing, scoring a run in the ninth inning. And Colorado's bullpen stinks. Oh, are the Mets out of challenges? I know the Mets are out of mound visits in the sixth inning. I've never seen a team out of mound visits in the sixth inning. In a 2-2 game, you're out of mound. I can see if the game was 9-8. That was high. Good at bat for Castro. Yeah, it was high. They wouldn't want to challenge that. Now the bases are loaded, then this is it. Now you can't even depend on them limiting them to a run. You're probably going to get 2 runs in here. Ground ball, you're coming home. Did I play the infield in here? I guess you have to, right? Infield's in. You got a lefty up. And ball 1. The ball almost hit the third level. It was so high. McCarthy's up. Former Arizona Diamondback, I believe. I think he screwed the Mets over when he was with Arizona. Nowhere to put him. And grand slam. Unbelievable. I've had it. Why is Kimbrel in this game? Yeah, now Mendoza's coming out. You're down by 4. It doesn't matter now. Go back in the dugout and let him give up another fucking 8 runs. Yeah, so blow your bullpen out now for Arizona. You blew this game already. So let him get hammered and send him down. Unbelievable. And what's he walking out for? To see if it was fair? The ball was hit so hard when it hit the stands, it almost fucking went by my window. What a shit show. Hey, Bane, this is unbelievable. Why is he on this team? My God. I guess it was close. Yeah, if the ball disappears, it's fair. Because it's behind the pole. You can't tell from here. I would be very surprised. I'm being serious. If Kimbrel's not DFA'd after this game. That you can't bring him to Arizona. You can't bring him to Arizona, Kimbrel. You have relievers pitching well in the minor leagues. There's no reason for this guy. Now, just let him finish out the game now. You don't blow a reliever up now. You have to bring someone up tomorrow. I don't want to see Kimbrel again. This is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. Again, he should not be on the New York Met roster. This ball was hit 1,100 feet. Damn it. This is so disgusting. I am so fed up with this team. You could not imagine. Well, maybe you can. If Kimbrel, I know, Bayonet. If Kimbrel is not released tonight, there's something. Then I want to see the fucking pictures he has on all of them because this is ridiculous. Now, come on. And look, it starts when you're up 2-0 and you could add runs and you're leaving second and third, runner at third. But when you should be up 4-5-0 in this game. You had second and third. Soto pops out. This is ridiculous. Let's put Manaea in now so they can score a touchdown. Another touchdown. Unbelievable. This is unreal. He couldn't get a job anywhere. Every team in the major leagues gets on their knees to get relief pitching. He couldn't get a job anywhere. What does that tell you? I'm just curious here. Because this is disgusting. Do you know what his ERA is, Kimbrel? 8.22. And it went up, obviously. It was 3.68 coming in, The call stands, William. But this is disgusting. You know what they do? They fall in love with, well, he has a strikeout per inning, 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. That means he has stuff. No, it doesn't. They're so tired from hitting against you all day, they strike out because they've been putting up runs. I don't understand this. Why is this? I don't understand. Why is this guy on the Met roster? You have guys down in the minor leagues that are pitching well. See, this is good teams win this game. Not Colorado. I'm talking about when you're going for the sweep. Good teams finish the sweep off. Bad teams, you're watching one. And you just gave up 2 games in the standings because at this point, when you're this far out, I don't give a shit if it's 36 games into the season. So you just wasted 2 games. I know, William. And they were making progress. I don't want to see Slater in the starting lineup. I don't want to see Bijan or whatever the hell is Dijon Mustard, whatever the fuck his name is, at shortstop. I don't want to see it. Not when you're 12, 13 out. If you were 10 up, yeah. If you were 1 up, yeah. Not when every game is so vital. And you're putting 2 automatic outs in your lineup. Christ. He belongs in Colorado. He's got a man ponytail. That's the closest he comes to fitting in. Look in the stands in Colorado. You got big guys with purple fucking beards and green. All right. Great. Down 4. And this is a different game. I'll tell you why. Because if Soto gets a hit and they're up by 2, you would have saw Weaver in this game. You wouldn't have saw Kimbrel if they had a 2-run lead. They're worried about Arizona. So you went into Colorado with a game off, And you're worried about your bullpen 2 days later. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know. But this is so disgusting. I was ready to do the happy dance. I had a song picked out. You would have loved it. I was going to do some of the moves. Now I got to be miserable tonight. Such bullshit. Just when you think. It's almost like just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. You're disgusted. No, Bayonet. Well, he does once in a while, but I don't think Soto looks right. I don't know what it is with him. I think he's unhappy. Look who he's playing for. He looks across the scoreboard. Yankees put up 9 every night. And he looks at this shit. It's terrible, though. Because you really had a chance to go into into Arizona, feeling good, sweeping 5 out of 6, and this leaves a bit, and this follows you. Terrible. Absolutely horrendous. And I want to see, I want Kimbrel gone tonight. There is no reason Kimbrel should be coming to Arizona with you. No reason at all. First of all, what did he throw? 30 pitches in this inning or something? So he's blown out for 2 days anyway. So why would you bring him to Arizona? There's no reason to bring him to Arizona because he can't pitch the first 2 games. So at this point, here's your excuse to release him. What a shit show. Terrible. Yeah, Kimbrel threw 29 pitches, so he's done for 2 days. So he wouldn't be available to probably Sunday anyway. There's ball 4. Good at bat, Simeon. Hey, look. If Colorado could put up a 4 spot, look what I'm saying. I'm not even going to say it. Now, you see if Carson, is this Carson Bench? If he gets a hit, you got a shot at least to make the 9th inning count. If you score 3 here and lose by 1, you go into Arizona at least feeling good about yourself. You feel like, we came back, we just came up short. I think that's a big thing, too, when you make a push and you don't give up in the final inning, even if you come up short, that you battled. When you roll over and die, that's terrible going into a new series. And Arizona is decent at home. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I was doing well when it was 2-1. When it was 2-0, I was doing well. 2-1, I was like, I wasn't doing as well as I was. Now I feel like puking up a white slice. This is, come on. Let's go, Mets. Oh, that's in. There we go, Benj. Benj, if you notice, Benj hits like McNeil. He'll hit the ball 75 miles an hour, but he places it. McNeil, when he won the batting title, had one of the lowest exit velos. He doesn't hit the ball hard. But that's when the shift was around. As soon as they took away the shift, McNeil hit 240. Alvarez. Now, I like when he goes to right field because that means he's not over swinging. If he goes to right, all he needs is a base hit here. He's going toward the top of the lineup. That was the pitch to go to right field with. He leads the league in double plays. He's on pace for about 300 of them. I think he's dropped it into I don't even know how many. 10 already, 15. Oh. They must be out of challenges because that looked like a strike. Just go to right center. They're not going to groove one to him. Go to right center and make them work. Their bullpen is horrendous. 2 pitches you can go to right with. See, the funny thing is his run doesn't mean anything. If he hits a 3-run homer and they're still down, I'd rather keep the merry-go-round going. I'd rather a hit here than a 3-run homer. You know what I mean? A 3-run homer, you get the pitcher gets to reset. It's a new inning, and you're up by a run. You keep the merry-go-round going, it's different. The merry-go-round keeps the pitcher on the constant pressure. Every pitch is a stressful pitch. He strikes out. I'm sick of hearing how great Alvarez is, though. Alvarez fucking stinks. He let 2 great pitches go, and the inside fastball that he can't hit, that's what he swings at. Sick of him, too. Get him the fuck out of here. I'll take Torrenz's 180 batting average because he's supposed to hit 180. I'm sick of hearing about Alvarez. Somebody is. Every time you need a big hit, Alvarez never gets a hit. Melendez, huh? Hanging out, it's unbelievable. Unreal. Sorry about that. So the Mets lose. Terrible loss. Absolutely disgusting. No excuse. I don't give a shit if they won 2 out of 3. You know what, William? I totally agree with you. You want to make Met fans forget about this. Manaea gets released tonight. Kimbrel gets released tonight. You know what? You need, first of all, in Arizona, you're going to need pitching. Okay? You can't have this shit in Arizona. If you're so worried about relief pitching that you had to rest Weaver and Williams today, those two guys shouldn't be on your team. Because if that's what you're worried about, you have a problem in the bullpen. If you got to, even in a tie game to win a series, you can't use your two best guys. Which means you don't have enough. So this is ridiculous. Unbelievable. And I want to hear. I haven't made any money on this because I keep on getting ineligible to make. I don't care. Fucking ridiculous. Got to go through this bullshit. 64 years old. I'm screaming at a goddamn computer screen. We're going to have my boy Seth come in. We'll be able to scream together. This is terrible. Hey, man.
Hey, this happens every fucking time Christian Scott's on the mound. Either Mendoza will never give him that chance to light that fucking victory cigar.
Hey, Fuqua. No, I understand. Look, first of all, I don't know why he's on the roster, Kimbrel. Kimbrel should not be pitching.
He never should have been. That's Stearns picking him.
It's ridiculous.
Everyone knows Kimbrel's been off the cliff since what? The late 2000s?
Yeah, since I was 20. I got to tell you, look, he was a great pitcher 12 years ago. But look, you can't have two guys that are unpitchable on your roster. If you can't pitch Minaya and Kimbrel and you have to wait till first of all, you're never up 5 runs. So it doesn't matter. They're mop-up duty because you're losing that bad. First of all, if you're losing that bad, that's because you stink. So why do you have 2 other pitchers that stink?
And even when Christian Scott gets that 5-run lead, you always pull him before he can go the full 5.
It's ridiculous.
And when you do, what's it lead to? A bullshit pitching gamble. Remember 24 where at least twice he brought in Jake Dickman?
I know. Now, what do you think? You think Kimbrel 29 pitchers today is gone till Sunday. You think they send him down and they're going to need pitching for this weekend now?
I say
Manaya's shot, and so is he for the weekend.
I say get Minaya under the fucking knife.
Me too. He could save some face at least. Yeah. Absolutely.
And if he doesn't go under the knife, threaten him with a pay cut.
Well, you tell him, look, we can't pitch you. You have to go on a disabled list, IL, whatever they call it.
No,
and Kimbrel should be released. See, I don't think they release you after the game, Seth. I don't think they want to embarrass anybody.
Oh, I know that. But I'm just saying, in Manaya's case, tomorrow morning, threaten him with a pay cut and force him to go under the knife.
Right. And you got to remember, if you call someone up now from Syracuse, a bit wherever, they're on the West Coast. This isn't like flying a 2-hour flight to Chicago. You have to let someone know now. First of all, you're going to let them know in Syracuse. I don't know if they're playing tonight. Don't pitch the guy. He's getting called up. Because what use is calling up a guy tomorrow if he pitched 20 pitches tonight?
Let me see who.
See who you think. I'll be right back, okay?
No, let me see who the Syracuse Mets are playing, if they're playing tonight at all. Let me see that.
Okay, hold this down for a minute. I'll be right back.
I'm on my iPad, so I really can't.
No, I'm here. I'm just changing. I'll be right there.
Let's see. Schedule. Who they got tonight? Rockingham. Or Rochester.
Okay.
They've got Rochester tonight.
What pitchers do you see that could be possibly brought up?
I don't want Jonah Tong. The problem with him is he threw too many fastballs. Hold on.
They have Lambert, right? Don't they have Lambert, the lefty?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? I see you laying down. Are you okay?
I just got home from work, so I'm a little exhausted.
But you're better though. You're not sick.
Right, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. That's what we care about.
This is the second time Mendoza's dumb pitcher gamble fucked us out of a sweep. You know when the first one was this year?
When?
It was in the opening series against Pittsburgh.
Liability said DFA Kimbrel and Manaea yesterday. Absolutely. Yesterday.
You damn
April
right
1st.
those two dumbasses should have been DFA'd.
Yeah.
And again, in Manaea's case, get his stubborn ass under the knife.
Well, Manaea has an excuse. Okay. If he has bone chips, look, I could see that from 94 to 91 possibly and not being able to locate your pitches. But Kimbrel's just an older guy. Look, he was great, but he's washed up. He's got nothing left in the tank.
Which begs the question, why the hell did Stearns sign him?
Because he's cheap.
And what is the problem with a frugal mindset in a large market town? It's the oil and water combo.
Right. Liability, you're right. I would be very surprised if Kimbrel wasn't. They won't do it after the game tonight, but you have to remember it won't be announced till after the game. But you still have to get a pitcher from Syracuse out to the West Coast tomorrow.
Better not be Jonah Tong.
Yeah, Carl Edwards. I agree with you. Carl Edwards, yeah, he was doing fine. But I think, you got to remember, you got to let a guy get home, pack, and get to Arizona. So really, I would think they know within the next hour if they are sending him down. And they'll announce it in the morning, you don't want to embarrass him.
All I'm saying is this.
What's that?
David Stearns, as much as we know that Carlos Mendoza will be made the scapegoat for what happened today, and justifiably so.
Right.
The real nucleus of this cancer that desperately needs to be cut is Stearns.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why double down on this wishy-washy, fudging, half-witted numbskull of a manager? Why? Because you need a puppet. I swear, and with the decisions with these cheapskate free agent pickups, what is Stearns' method of doing it? Going to the Central Park Zoo's hippo exhibit and sticking his face up the hippo's ass while it's muck spreading?
Seth, let me just interrupt you. Carl Edwards partnered with the Mets. He is a free agent. He cleared waivers.
Okay, scratch me.
He had a clause in his contract that allowed him to elect free agency rather than to report to AAA Syracuse. So they designated him for assignment on the 5th. And but with his veteran status, he can refuse the assignment and become a free agent. So that's what he did. So
he's now a free agent.
Yeah. So now I think he's.
Should they bring him back?
I remember when he was a promising I remember with the Cubs, he was a big prospect. Okay, there's always a chance he could circle back to the Mets if there isn't an MLB offer for him. As of now, he's a free agent. So the Mets would have to sign him now. Agreed? So I don't even think they could bring – he's not a Met pitcher right now. So they'd have to re-sign him. So they can't bring him up tonight. Okay. Now, Lambert throws 99 but has no control, right?
Right. Tong threw around that same thing, but the problem was he kept throwing cookies.
Right.
We saw that last year. It was nothing but high fastball, boom, over the fence. High fastball, boom. High fastball, boom. Right?
Give me one more. High
fastball, boom. Boom.
Let's see. I'm just going to take a look at the AAA roster here.
Maybe we never should have gotten rid of Dylan Sprout.
Oh, he's been getting hammered.
Where is he?
Milwaukee.
Let me guess.
Okay, now Zach Thornton got promoted to AAA. He's a lefty, but he's not. They're not going to after just sending him to AAA.
I'm going to guess against the Milwaukee's defenses and helping giving Sproat any favors, got them out to the bullpen, and soon they're going to DFA him.
Is Joey Gerber hurt?
I don't know. I don't follow the trip. I don't follow.
Okay, because he pitched very well. He must. I think he went on the DL because he was pitching great for the Mets. AJ Minter will be ready within about a week to 10 days. I don't think they would rush him. I don't.
Yeah, hip issue. It's a hip issue this time.
Yeah.
That downgrade because of his hip.
Justin Hagenman. Could he be brought up?
Perhaps.
Maybe him.
I mean, I think he'd be the best option at this
point. I agree with you. He did actually. Dylan Ross. We've been waiting for him to be called. Oh, Jonathan Pintaro.
Who?
He throws hard.
He's a bullpen arm, right?
Yeah, take a look at him. He throws like 98, 99.
But these are all bullpen arms we're talking about, right?
Yes. He pitched last year for the Mets. He came up, and I think he was okay. I think he started one game, actually. He gave up a bunch of runs, but I
know Hageman started at least a couple for the Mets last year.
Yeah, 2 innings, 2 runs, a strikeout. He throws pretty hard, Pintaro. He's an interesting arm, but I don't think he's anyone that they.
But he has no control, does
right?
He has no control. It's just one pitch, right?
Right.
Who
was the other pitcher we were talking
about? Call up Hageman.
Hanger. I would think, yeah. Justin Hagenman. Yeah, I would think that's the guy. He pitched last year for the Mets a bit.
He wasn't terrible last year.
No, he had a 4.5 ERA, 23 innings. He had a whip of 0.1. It wasn't terrible. You know we can get major league batters out. Last year, 23 innings, he gave up 24 hits. He walked only 2 guys, okay, and 23 strikeouts. So look, I would think that's a guy that is a very viable option. He's 28 years of age. I would think that's a guy that would be brought up first, Hagenman probably. He's a righty. Sure. I think you'd want to – and look, you'd replace
and we don't even know who the Diamondbacks are going to throw on the mound this weekend.
Right. This weekend, it's I think they just announced it. It's McLean against Nelson. Nelson's pitching Friday where he's terrible. They got Merrill Kelly, who's been awful, pitching Saturday. You see now, if you would have won this game.
Saturday's against Holmes, right?
Yes. If you would have won this, you're going in there off a sweep, facing 3 of their shit pitchers. And Sunday, they haven't even announced the pitcher. Oh, no. Eduardo Rodriguez is pitching. He's their best pitcher, Rodriguez. He's been good for them.
So at least 2 easy wins.
Yeah. So you could have.
Let's hope we can get out of this road trip 6-3 because with how incompetent Mendoza is, you never fucking know.
Yeah, I tell you. You know, I know they say, well, he might have messed up this call, might have messed up this call. You don't have any leeway anymore for him to make a dumbass call. You don't have any leeway.
Especially when this has been his fucking pattern since as early as, I think, April 26th or 27th, and as late as June 13th of last year.
Yeah. Here's Mendoza.
Especially with you. This is a guy that's going to nibble. And, when we were ahead in counts, we chased there, and he got the ground ball when he needed to. He's been good.
Kimbrel's been good. He's got an 18 ERA.
Fuck you, Mendoza.
How has he been good? He's been pretty good for us. You got a 9 ERA.
All Mendoza is doing is putting it.
This is what infuriates me.
All he's doing right now by saying that is tightening the noose around his own neck.
That's what infuriates me. He's been good for us. Yeah, he's been
that
good.
That he lies through his teeth. When people see as clear as day that Kimbrel's been dog shit. I mean,
what I would say if I was
this doesn't get the fan base to put the noose to throw the noose around his neck and tighten it. I don't know what does. Tiny to the point where
Kimbrel's a pro. You know, I think he's been here before, and he'll figure it out. Say that at least. Don't say he's been good for you.
And that's the point.
Good.
Why lie? The fan base sees through it, so why lie to keep his confidence up? At that point, you're time. The noose is around your neck. It's time to the point where you're suffocating, and all you're waiting for now is the rope. Is for the lead of the noose to go over the branch and for the fan base to pull on it.
I know. Seth, you're preaching to the choir here. I understand. But how do you get up there after you just blew, sweeping the series and say, he's been good? How has he been good? See, this is what infuriates me.
And
He
why
left
I
the
wanna-
pitch up and he got hit.
And at this point, you need to put Stearns under the gun. Either tell him, fire Mendoza, or I'm cocking the hammer.
I agree. Well, what you have to do is, if you're Stearns, you have to say, after you stop whacking off to your casino.
That's Cohen, not Stearns.
Cohen, yeah. You have to say, what are we doing here? Which I'm sure he's done. Listen, one thing about Cohen, the guy's a multi-billionaire. He's not stupid. I am sure he has read Stearns the Riot Act. There is no possible way that he hasn't read Stearns the Riot Act. In one way or another. He didn't have to curse him out. But look, the problem
That's
with
what I'd do if I was in his shoes.
he waited for him, Seth. That's it. He waited for a couple of years to get this guy Stearns. He thought it would save the reputation of the franchise. He waited for him. So he looks really stupid if he fires him now. He waited for 2 years for him. That's the only reason I think Cohen hasn't fired him, because he looks ridiculous then.
Better Epler than Stearns at this point.
And there's probably no one to replace him with. Look, if you had Theo Epstein, who had called or put feelers out there, hey, I'm interested to come back, I'm sure there
When
would
was
be.
Theo Met?
I don't know who's available.
And when was Theo Met, Vinny?
No, he was never a Met, Theo. But I'm saying if Theo put out feelers that he'd be interested in running a team or something.
I thought he was running Boston right now.
Is he?
Let me see.
No, I thought that
Where is he?
didn't they go to Heim Bloom or something? He might be still getting paid from Boston. Senior advisor and part owner of the Fenway Sports Group.
Which is the company that owns Fenway Park and
Right.
the Ralph Fenway Keselowski racing team, right?
Right. And they say that there's a lot of rumors that had gone around that I was talking to someone that they feel that Epstein had a very, very big part in Cora getting fired.
He's not David Epstein's grandson, is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if it is, then that would be a good reason not to touch Theo with a 10-foot pole.
They said the reports that Craig Breslow, the chief operating officer for Boston, went to the owner, John Henry, and the CEO, Sam Kennedy. They were ready to open up a 3-game series against Baltimore, and his recommendation was to fire Cora and several coaches. Evidently, what happened was they had been trying a couple of times. Breslow went over to Cora a couple of times and said, we want to fire your coaches. And Cora said, if you fire them, I'm going. And this time he said, okay, you go too. That's exactly what happened. He wanted to fire the coaches a few times, but he never wanted to get rid of Cora.
And that's why now the manager of the Worcester Sox, Chad Tracy, is in that dugout.
Theo Epstein, Fu said, wants to be part ownership to come back. I would give him part ownership in a second if I'm Cohen. If you could pay guys like Mania $25 million a year to do nothing, you could give Epstein a little part of the team. You make $1 billion a year. Give him a little piece. I don't know what he'd want, but let me tell you something. I would...
Jeff Epstein, excuse me. I thought it was David.
If Epstein came here tomorrow, I would say, I don't give a shit if we lose 130 games this year. I wouldn't care. I would be so excited because that's a guy. See, Stearns never did anything. Theo Epstein went to two franchises that hadn't won in 100 years and won World Series with both of them.
Actually, Miami had to wait at least 7 years for their second one.
No, Boston and the Cubs.
But didn't he also have a hand in Miami?
Did he?
I think the 03 season.
I'm not sure. But I know he went to Boston. They hadn't won in years. Wins the World Series. Leaves there, goes to the Cubs. They hadn't won in years. Wins the World Series. That's pretty good. On listen, if anybody you were ever going to give a little piece of a team to that has proven to take
that he can end a legacy curse, it's him.
Yeah,
he did it with the curse of the Bambino in Boston.
right.
So that's a miracle in its own right.
Yeah, absolutely.
He helped and in Chicago, he helped end the Billy Goats curse.
Yeah, there was no.
You've heard the story of the Billy Goats curse, right?
The Billy Goat.
The thing that a tavern owner would bring his pet Billy Goat to Wrigley Field. It would stink up the venue. They basically forced him to kick the owner and his goat out, and he basically placed a curse that for this transgression, the Cubs will never make it back to the World Series. I think this happened in 1946 or 48.
Really?
And for the next 70 or so years, the Cubs never got to the World Series. It wasn't until 2016 when they finally got it. And then that was also the year they ultimately won it all, permanently breaking the Billy Goats curse.
Well, supposedly, didn't they bury
and the Goat's
Babe
name,
Ruth jersey, Boston?
And the Billy Goat's name was Murphy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, didn't they bury a Babe Ruth jersey in the foundation when they were doing work at Fenway, and they said it was the curse of the Bambino?
Something along those lines. I've never heard the whole story behind the curse outside of when Babe took the big money offer to go from Boston to the Yankees. That was the moment the Sox never really recovered.
Right.
That's about as far as I knew about the curse of the Bambino.
Well, I got to tell you, when you see a black cat go past a dugout and a team like the Mets beat you, it almost it was a superstition that the Red Sox were cursed after selling Babe Ruth to the Yankees. Babe Ruth was a star pitcher, slugger, outfielder. We all know that. He helped Boston win 3 World Series. In January 20, Harry Frazee sold Ruth to the Yankees for $100,000 cash. That's a lot of money back then. And a $300,000 loan. The sale was controversial. Some fans opposed it. Others knew that Frazee had needs. Frazee needed financial help, but it marked the turning point. After the Yankees won a minor league team, once a minor league team became a dynasty, winning 26 titles and all that.
27 is counting nowadays.
Breaking the curse, the reverse curse. Unbelievable. Look, that's when you start thinking about curses and say, well, I don't believe in superstition. But you know what I do believe in, Seth? I believe it gets into your head. You see, even if there isn't such a thing as superstition, if you believe in it, it's just like having a superstition because you're going to get tight. You're going to feel, oh, my God. They said Derek Jeter was sitting next to one of the rookies when the Yankees were down during a World Series game, and it was like the 7th inning, and the rookie was like upset, and he goes, don't worry, the ghosts are coming. Meaning like teams start seeing what's going to happen now at Yankee Stadium. And I believe if you get tense, you get tight. Doesn't mean there's a curse.
I mean, you know what I'm going to find really stupid in MLB?
What's that?
There's a curse around other animals getting on the ball field. I mean, we've seen geese, ducks, squirrels, pigeons, and most commonly cats.
Yeah.
Right? What next? A dog somehow gets on the field?
Oh, yeah, it's always something. I don't know where they come from.
I mean, the last time I remember seeing a cat on the field was a game in 21 between Baltimore and the Yankees, and it took the grounds crew 15, 20 minutes to corral the cat.
I've seen squirrels run across the outfield.
And of course, who remembers the kitten from hell in 84?
When was that?
84 in Seattle.
I don't remember that.
Basically, this little kitten showed up in the outfield of the King when this was back when the Mariners were still playing in the Kingdome. A grounds crew member went to pick it up, and the cat started biting, hissing, clawing, and basically the groundskeeper crewman was jumping up and down with the cat in his hand, swinging around like this, with the cat just biting at it, with the kitten.
84 World Series?
No, it didn't.
No, when was it? 1984?
Yeah, it was a regular season game in Seattle.
See if I could find it. Oh, I think here we go.
And then, of course, there was that first game.
What is that? Is that a rat, muskrat, or a cat? I didn't see that. It's a cat.
We had, some stray cats that, took up residence in the kingdom for a long time. Well, this one particular night, one of the cats gets on the field, just running around all over the place.
Finally, another attendant picks it up, and the attendant that got scratched just...
Oh, he's in pain. Look at him.
That cat is... Oh, rid of it.
He's starting to run off the field and take care of the cat. All of a sudden, this cat just munches down on his finger.
Oh,
That's a tough little guy.
Better get a rabies shot.
you should have thrown it over the center field fence like Papelbon did. Or no, Trevor Bauer?
I don't know. And then, of course, some would remember the first game at Citi Field in 2009. Even though there's not many clips of it, first game, there's a cat loose.
Really?
Yeah, it was running around the backstop behind the plate.
That's interesting. Yeah,
At least
so
it wasn't a
crazy
black
all over.
cat.
They probably live under the stadium. They go under the stadium. I
Don't they?
remember a friend of mine told me like the old municipal stadium was all rats. They'd be running around the clubhouse.
Yeah, you should have seen the old Oakland Coliseum. Possums ran amok.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Thank God they tore that thing down.
Yeah, my God. I went to Candlestick, and then I drove over that Golden Gate Bridge. You have to drive over there to get to. I didn't go to the Oakland game, but I did see the stadium back in '93.
Pretty run down at the time.
Excuse me?
Was it getting to the point where it was getting run down?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I just wanted to see what the stadium.
Then
was.
again, the last ballpark I've been to for a baseball game was Great American in Cincinnati.
How was that? How was that ballpark?
Oh, it's actually quite nice. Decent setup for about 39,000 people. Right on the Ohio side of the river. Good view. Granted, Reds got the game I went to.
I don't know if you've heard this, but the Mets have signed a 9-year player, Sunil Perez.
I think minor league contract.
Yeah, to a minor league contract. The Cuban left-hander. Yeah, watch him come up tomorrow.
And this was the last. This is the proof that I went to the Bank of America.
He was with the Nationals. He fits in perfect. 6.19 ERA. He'll be perfect. They should bring him up tomorrow. Let me see. What do you got? Oh, nice.
Reds Magazine, 2013.
Wow.
My dad played a game against St. Louis. Reds got crushed.
William just said there were cats in shade because there were a lot of rats in the stadium basement. Yeah, I believe it. They take Wyatt Hurd, Cleveland.
See how bad it was?
Was terrible. Oh, wow.
15-2.
It's
St.
unbelievable.
Louis.
What did you think of that ballpark? Nice.
Like I said, it's pretty not bad for at the time a 12, 13-year-old ballpark.
Right.
Since it
What is
opened
the only
in
ballparks left now? Wrigley is it Wrigley and Boston? The only two original parks?
Fenway, that are the century-old parks, yes.
Anaheim is still right. And
Yeah, but it's
Shares
gone through
Ravine.
name changes.
Well, Anaheim, Shares, Ravine.
Chavez, yeah.
They've been around for a long time.
But Wrigley and
Yeah.
Fenway are two true blue legacy ballparks now.
Yeah, I loved both of them. It's a real experience going.
How much of a pain in the ass is it to sit behind the pesky pole?
Oh man.
Or did you get a seat? Or did you get a seat on top of the monster?
Yeah, I did sit on top of the monster in
What's that like?
in 89. I was there when Tiananmen Square happened in 89.
What is that like, sitting that high up off the ground?
It's weird. It's weird feeling. It really is.
Is it scary?
Well, I wasn't in the first row there. I would imagine if you were in the first row, like you wouldn't lean over. But it was an interesting view. But you know what? You really can't see the game. Those are novelty seats.
True. And so is the pesky pole, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then they have that seat, right, where Ted Williams, they have it painted.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Ted Williams that he hit the ball or something.
I thought it was Carly Yastrzemski.
Was it Yastrzemski? He was a great player, Yastrzemski. I thought his son was going to be, what was his son or his grandson, was going to be great when he came up with Boston. Hey, Larry. Dodger, the oldest state, third oldest.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm asking myself, what is Yastrzemski's grandson doing in Atlanta and not playing in Boston where his grandfather was famous?
I know. You know what's scary? Citi Field is already 17 years old.
I thought this was its 18th season.
Is it the 18th?
If you include 09, this would be its 18th season.
That's right. It doesn't seem like 18 years. So to wrap this up, tomorrow night, I'll be on about 8th or 9th inning. This way we can scream and holler, and maybe I could do that. I had a dance ready for you guys, and hopefully maybe tomorrow. Hey, Ben, how are you? 2 starters to go 4 or 5 innings. I think you're right, Finn. I think for the Mets, at least, it should definitely be. You froze up there. Thank you, Seth. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Hopefully.
Take care,
Later.
brother. Feel good. So, look, yeah, I think the Mets need to do this. Now, I don't know anything. Obviously, you've watched me enough to know that. But I think Kimbrel will probably be designated for assignment tomorrow. For a couple of reasons. One, he can't pitch now until Sunday. He's through 29 pitches today. And that air as well, going from Colorado now to Arizona, big difference. I think the Mets will call someone up. Justin Hagerman, that'll probably be who it'll be. He's had experience with the Mets. He was okay with the Mets last year. You're going to need some pitching. Arizona always gives you a hard time. They're a pesky lineup. And we'll see what happens. But this was a game they let get away. This was a series they let get away. For me, this wasn't good enough. You had to make – I'm not saying you had to make a statement and blow them out so you could put stupid memes up. You just had to win. I don't need style points for an 8-run win. You see what the bullpen's about. Brazaban's been great. He has a 1 ERA. I can guarantee you one thing. I'll bet you any amount of money he's not going to have a 1 ERA a month from now. So a couple of relievers that have done good work for you, they're ready to regress. Kimbrel was one of them. Minaya, his first 3 games, he had a 2.25 ERA. He did great with the Mets. And then he just blew up. But I think the first 3 appearances, he was good. I know. Bring on the punishment, Will. But I think that we can get this sour taste out of our mouths by going in tomorrow night in a nice, tidy, good defensive ball game. McLean pitching. McLean has to give you 6 innings now tomorrow night. He should give you 7. Arizona's not that good. They're a pesky lineup, but and they always seem to give the Mets fits. But you got to go in there and throw 6 one-run ball with 8 strikeouts, 95 pitches. That's it. When are you going to let him go to 100 pitches? Quintana, yeah. I thought they were going to get him last year again. I think Severino. I think the Mets will get Severino at the trade deadline this year. He was begging to come back to the Mets. Severino's whole family's here. I agree with you. He can't help you anymore. The only reason you might keep him over Kimbrel is he's a lefty. And that lefty slider, he still can get lefties out. He can't get righties out anymore. but he could still get a lefty out, Mania. He still has that wicked slider. Kimbrel's a righty. They're a dime a dozen righties. Lefties, and I would think that maybe they're waiting for AJ Minter to come back and prove for a couple of weeks he's okay. And that maybe Mania goes for surgery. Because look, I don't know if it's the bone chips, but he's lost 4 to 5 miles an hour off his fastball. I don't think he's old enough to have lost 5 miles off his fastball. I can see if he went from 95 to 93 and a half, 94, not from 95 to 89. There's something wrong there. And when you know there are bone chips there, that's probably a good reason. And then and bone chips doesn't take that long. You're out for 3 months. It's not a major surgery. It's arthroscopic. That's all it is. They get rid of the inflammation. The bone chips cause inflammation. When they travel to a spot near a nerve, they're very painful. But I can't imagine that the Mets didn't ask him to do this. But ultimately, it's his choice. But now you just have to say, look, what do you want to do? And I don't think they're going to release him. They have a year left on that contract next year. I think they would want to see after the surgery how he is. Now, I think after the surgery, if he's getting lit up, then they'll just release him. But, no, maybe the chips have caused a lot of this issue. He might come back with a cleaned up elbow and be very serviceable. Not a number one. I never thought he was a number one. This contract is looking worse now than the other contract they signed. That was disgusting, the starter. I didn't think they could outdo that. The Mets just keep on outdoing themselves, man. They keep on outdoing themselves. It's unbelievable. I don't know. But I know I don't want to see Kimbrel here tomorrow night. I'll take a rookie. Give a rookie a shot. If a rookie gives up a grand slam, gives up a grand slam. I've seen enough of Kimbrel to see that he is nowhere. He doesn't even resemble any of the pitcher he was even 5 years ago. And it's not his fault. He's pitched a lot. But tomorrow night, we have our ace. And I like Freddie Peralta. Freddie's not a race. Tomorrow night, 9:40, I should be on. And the 8th inning will be about 12 o'clock, midnight, to be here. Go through the 8th and 9th with you guys, which I'll do always now. I'll sit in for the last inning or two before we get to the postgame. So, look, Soto, I don't think he looks great. I don't care about the home run and the triple. I just don't think he looks right. I don't think so. But we'll see. Go in and win 2 of 3 from Arizona and make it 3 straight series. Because you have to, walk before you run. Instead of asking for an 8-game winning streak, maybe 6 out of 8, 7 out of 10, those add up. And that's what we need to do. It starts tomorrow night in Arizona. I'll be here for you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. As always, let's go Mets. And we'll be okay because we got each other. See you tomorrow night.